Tower defense, a roguelite, and tactical shooter in one package? Welcome to the Endless Dungeon Beginner's Guide. We'll go over early generator strategies, how to use your companions most efficient, and also that opening every single door might not be the best thing. Main objective of the game, dive as deep as possible into the Endless Dungeon, reach the core, kill the bosses, and solve all the various quests for your companions. Here also a special shout out to the sponsor of this video, Amplitude Studios as the developer and Sega as the publisher. If I get you interested in the game, check the link in the description below. Journey begins with you and +1 character. But the game is pretty straightforward. In the top right corner you see your resources, and for every door opening, every door you open, you see them here in white, will give you 4, 4, and 4 in resources. Production is needed to build towers on the white nodes. This one costs 7. Research is needed to research more towers. And last but not least, with your food, you can buy medkits and buff your hero. Now, one thing you're trying to find in the beginning is the generator slot. In generators, you can either go for bonus food production, that is a +4 more when you open doors, or industry or science. Now, you would think that going for industry is the best because you can build more towers to protect your Krabby, as there's going to be waves of enemies trying to kill poor little Krabby. That is wrong, because the first level is very easy. You want to straight up start with a science production so you can discover more towers. Because right now we have one single tower researched, and that's the straight shooter. But every enemy has certain weaknesses. There's a second one now, and this one can be industry. First one always signed, second one industry. Now we get 8 signs and 8 industry whenever we open a door. That's quite good. And here's our first enemy, robots. And these are weak to electricity damage. But as you notice, we don't have electricity damage yet. That's a bummer, because if we could put an electricity turret right here and another electricity turret right there, they would be locked down like crazy. And that's where the research comes in place. Right now we could buy an amplifier, a laser blinder, which does light damage, and then last but not least, inflicts several of acid damage. So none of these would be good. We could refresh the terminal to try to get a lightning one, but realistically, you will need acid down the line because there's acid opponents, fire opponents, so you need all of them. Best thing you can do in this situation is put yourself 2 towers, so you're essentially locking down this situation, because right now the minions, they would walk straight away all the way to your Krabby. But we would obviously now want to build another tower here that would take care of our production. Because if the generator faults, that would be a shame. Now open the door, because right here, that is not connected to us. And here's the vendor. The vendor's extremely good, because here we could be buying for science as well weapons. Keep in mind, if you're in another part of the dungeon, it's not going to cost science. It's going to cost food, for example, in the devotion garden. Now build a tower that our generator doesn't get killed, and you can already start your first research going in. Very simple. And our towers have them plenty locked down. And now if you really don't want to care about this and keep discovering, what you're going to do is you hold your space bar and you're going to leave him here. Now he's going to be holding that space while I'm going to discover the world. Here, I could buy more mech kits if I wanted to, but again, I can just keep discovering. Now you can see that we unlock even more bots, and they almost kill me. And yes, I could open this door, but as soon as I open that door now, and that's what I was talking about, these bots on wave spawn will always move over to be straight away going to Krabby. And we don't want that, right? We want the bots to walk all this way here and then go along this area. Now, the good thing is we already researched the first tower, and this is the EMP blast. The EMP blast would be 35. So I will have to find 2 more doors to open that give me enough research to get the EMP blast. And you want to get as much research as possible in your first level, because the later levels are going to be harder. The first level is super easy. Always break the white and the yellow containers. The first has resources, the other one has dust in them. And now here with food, we can upgrade our character. Efficiency on passive skill, plus 15% return damage, or max health. Well, mind if I do? That is a buff for now. This door is locked and we have to find the breaker switch first. Now we find even more enemies and the breaker switch, which is a wee bit annoying because, well, I mean, these enemies, they'll be obviously straight away running as soon as they spawn the next time into our base. Now you can see this is able to get connected, interestingly enough, and we're already at 48 signs. So before I now open another door, Hold the Alt key, teleport back to your Krabby, which is always a very good thing. We have everything held down okayish on the left side. He's kind of guarding the whole shebang. What we're going to do is we're going to get the EMP tower. We have another wave incoming, but we have him to take care of the left side. Now, we personally only have to take care of the right side, and nothing from here gets over to us. Now, we don't have a generator here because this research station is just the research station, so it's not a problem. It doesn't hurt. We don't have to care for it. We just kill everything on our side and use our abilities as well. Don't forget that. I mean, on Q, you have a boom, and then on R, you have your ultimate going on. These abilities will help you to obliterate your enemies a bit easier. Now, I hear my generator is under attack, so I can just teleport easily back. Help my friend.
Now we have the electricity turret, and it gets truly interesting.
Upgrade, upgrade, teleport back. And we know there is enemies here. What we have to discover now, though, is we open this door just to check, is there more enemies going to be coming from this side? Because right now, you wouldn't simply want to put the EMP turret like there. You're going to check, no, there's no enemies coming from here. And no, there is... there's enemies coming from here. Perfection. So you know there's more bots on this side. Use your ability to kill them a little bit easier. Now you have to see, can we lock this down easily with an EMP turret? So they're going to come all from here. If I put one EMP turret and two, no one is ever going to leave this area again. They're locked down. Now, I could have also chosen to just put the EMP turrets here in the convergence point where all the enemies are going to be coming from, right? So they're going to be coming from here, and they're going to be coming from down there. But this one could be easily locked down. So now I could open this door, which allows these guys to walk all the way to our bond. But we could now, this is a perfect spot for an EMP turret. EMP turret. And if you want to soften up your opponents, you could probably put one here. The range is not perfect, though, so I wouldn't like that. I'd rather put one more to protect. Yeah, it's probably have to be this one. I could also go for the sharpshooter to have something to soften them up first, and then have the two EMP turrets to finish it up. And now if I start another research, we get the base locked down. And if I could get now a flamethrower, I'm perfect for the lower levels. Because your goal now is to find the entry point to the lower levels. And optimally, while I don't actually care about the game, because right now my towers should be taking care of everything. And if we get to the point where I have to teleport back, where my Krabby's being challenged, no problem. I can just teleport back and make sure to fight this. But it's looking plenty good right now. Nah, see? There needs to be one more tower there. And then everything should be taken care of. But all these enemies are coming in. Boom. Deep fried. And now we can upgrade this one. And that is truly when things are going crazy. But this is the thing. We don't want to care about defending our base all too much. We want our base to defend itself. Now, as we have our base defended, as we have everything locked down, there comes the final step in a level, moving Krabby here. Now, we also do want to keep as much resources as possible, because right now we have 41 production left over, which is great. But also now everywhere enemies are going to spawn. So I'm going to put one more electricity tower there, but I will keep the rest for me. Because again, you have to consider that your Krabby now has to run through these hordes of enemies. But you obviously don't want Krabby to take too much damage, right? So we're going to make sure that the monsters don't reach Krabby. And we move a bit faster. That the monsters don't reach Krabby. And we can make sure that Krabby doesn't take too much damage. Because your best defense is only that good, you know, until you finally have to move out. So marking the passes to Krabby is a good thing. But mostly locking the things down on spawn as we do here is vastly better, because it just truly keeps everyone away. But we should have also done this. We should have gotten our companion with us, because again, like, he helps us, you know, he's our friend. So we collect him to be with us, and then we're able to descend one further down. And the important thing here is you're taking your resources with you until you descend to a lower floor, because this is level 1, floor 1, then level 2, floor 1, right? And unless or until you go for a lower floor, we're still keeping our resources here. So this is still the 44 production that we're now taking with us. And we already start with 44 production and 22 science, instead of just having that wasted. And we can already build a bunch of towers. So if we wasted this all on towers earlier now, well, yeah, good luck. Starting with like 10 or 5 production only.
Now, the weaknesses of your opponents, you can always find out when you go to this and press inspect. The weakness is electricity, so these are the towers you want around them.
Build 2 of these here, and as they spawn, they'll just straight up get obliterated on spawn. This one, we don't even have to remotely care about. Now, this is a different type. They're vulnerable to fire, but due to our good research in the beginning, I can build 1 flame tower and look at my production. I still have enough production to get everything built, right? And now if I trigger another research, and that research would be a Jellifier, which reduces movement speed, or a Tesla ball, which is a long range lightning damage, or a spotter, which increases the critical strike chance of heroes in there. Like we would go for a Tesla ball, which is long range lightning damage, but we have the fire already locking this one down. Like you can see them spawn, but we're not even going to shoot a single time. And our fire got this. And if one goes out, put 1 more here to really go. And then we can still teleport back just in case someone slips past. And level 1 turrets can sometimes not beat things straight away. But we're trying to not kill things ourselves. Because if your turrets kill things, your turrets also level up. And that's obviously something you want, right? You want a level 2 turret. You don't want level 1 turrets in the long run. You want level 2 turrets. If your turrets are already level 2, they're going to be blasted, right? As you're going through the dungeon, you can get the various different weapons from the stashes, and you can also swap over to your champion to pick them up. But there's also going to be cells dropping, and you unlock further districts. Now, this would be a dark room, and in a dark room, you can't activate any towers or do anything.
But since I picked some dust already,
I can make it possible. And well, these are bots again, so the best thing to do is come in the Tesla coil, but now also the Tesla ball to make sure that we truly have this under control. And we could put another Tesla ball here if we had the resources, but I think these 2 are going to be, probably not good enough to hold this completely down. So we'll put 1 more here. Now with the map, you can always make sure to have things under control to look, this good? Do I need to teleport back? You see, you should maybe teleport back. I mean, could also just leave one of my units there, right? But might teleport back to upgrade my tower, then have this truly under control. If your turrets get damaged in the process of fighting, you can just run up to them and push them to repair them, or again, hit them to upgrade them. But they also auto repair as soon as the wave is over. So during the wave, you're mostly not repairing. Now, how does the meta progression work? How does the roguelite element, how do you get stronger between runs? First, you unlock more districts, so you can only not start at the Astral Harbor, which gets you to the Labor Colony and the Security Vault, which then gets you to the Transcender Center, and for example, to the Core. I don't even have the Hive Mind unlocked yet. No, you unlock the Devotion Guard and also the Headquarters to actually have different starting points to go through the areas for the quests for your heroes. The heroes you also unlock over time that you just have more choices to descend into the Endless Dungeon with. I'm just missing 1 single last one right now for the Transcender Center to actually get it unlocked. And quests for the heroes are so important because they'll unlock chip slots. Right now, she has 3 potential chip slots. E3 2. She has 2 unlocked already. These chips are making you vastly stronger. That's more range on your active skill. That's plus 20% defense. That's max health bonus or ultimate skill damage improvement. Everything is possible, but needs to be fought with cells that you find down in the dungeon. Also, you will find scrap, and with scrap, you can buy saloon upgrades. And the one upgrade you really want to buy is standing room only. That costs 1,600 scrap. Save that up because it allows you to descend into the dungeon with 3 heroes instead of 2. Isn't that absolutely crazy? Yes, 3 is vastly better. You saw me already using one of my heroes as a turret. Well, 2 heroes as a turret while the third one just discovers the dungeon at its leisurely pace. Perfection. Also, there is advanced chips here, which make you even stronger. Plus, your weapons can get upgraded because here is where weapons get permanent upgrades, also for cells that you find. So the standard weapon, for example, here, it's another target with a hunting rifle, or when you find a rocket launcher, getting a bigger fire rate. Followed up by a flamethrower, giving you bonus defense when you have it equipped, Fantastic. And these upgrades are permanent, so whenever you pick up the weapon, it's going to be the upgraded version of the weapon. There's a bunch of weapons, but some of them you'll like more than others, so upgrade these for the respective champion you play. Now you can also start your run a bit simpler by selecting booster chests at the kiosk, which will then spawn weapons, devices, resources, medkits, bonus turrets, whatever you could imagine. But you really do not want to bring down your scrap in the beginning for this until you have the whole saloon upgraded. Last but not least, you'll also unlock beverages over time. For example, this one, the Bloody Melee, turns my medkits into no heal, but I get invincible for 10 seconds and I get minor health for shoving monsters. If I with right-click shove them, I minorly heal. Penalty, major reduction of the hero's defense. These are buffs, but at the same time, well, a challenge. You don't have to take it though. I can cancel the order and we're fine. Don't have to go down with a beverage.
Now, to unlock new districts so you don't always start in the Astral Harbor, you have to look for the purple boxes. They'll drop district keys, and here at the hacking post in the top left corner, you can then unlock the respective districts like the Hive Mind and weasel your way from the beginning all the way down to where you want to be.
Any other tips you'd like to share with beginners, drop them in the comments below.
Now, if I got you interested in an Endless Dungeon, click the link in the description below if you want to get your copy. Shout out to Sego and Amplitude Studios here again. Thank you very much.
And also tell me which is your favorite turret at this point. Mine is the flamethrower that's just squishing bugs.